Hello everyone, welcome back to Baruch Nation. Let's go for a drive. It's another Saturday, it's another raining day, it's another gloomy day. I guess, what can you expect from Canadian winter? See the snow piled on the side of the road. What can you do, right? What view's better? Is that a better view? You want to see the hood of the Lincoln? Or do you get to see? You rather see more of the? We'll leave it like this. There's no point in having the hood just taking up real estate. You know what I mean? You want the views to be views. So if you know anything about Ontario, I'm in Brampton. Going for a drive. Gonna hit the highway. Get a little speed. I heard somebody say it. Get a little heat in the engine. I know this is not a sports car, but get a little heat in the engine. Get a little, get the tires warmer. Even though right now it's +2. Yeah, it's +2 degrees right now. So it's literally not freezing. It's cold, but it's literally not freezing. So that's always a plus. Well, we'll see. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I need to go watch Bad Boys 3. Or, was it Bad Boys for Life, I believe it's called. Martin Lawrence is looking a little bit like me. A little round in the face. But I love the first two. I own the first two. So, for me, that's enough reason to watch the third. The trailer does look interesting. So obviously, that's the real reason to watch a movie. But I personally, if it's a series or a trilogy or a saga or whatever it is, if I liked the previous installments, I'll watch the next one pretty much I don't even need to see a trailer, right? Like in theaters, back in the day, when the original Jeepers, story time by the way, story time. So back when the original Jeepers Creepers came out, some of you might know what that movie is, some of you may not. But we used to do the old 2-for-1 in a theater that's no longer in existence. But it was really easy to walk from one theater to the next. Well, I guess technically any theater's like that, but this theater in particular, you could walk out the back and enter the next theater from the back, right, where there was barely any people. So I can't remember what movie I was watching, but it just so happened that it finished literally when Jeepers Creepers 1 was just starting. And I didn't even know what Jeepers Creepers was, but I was with my friend. They were like, you know what? Let's just go and see what this movie is. So we watched the first Jeepers Creepers for free, I might add. And I actually really enjoyed the movie. So when the second Jeepers Creepers came out, right, I went to the same theater, and it so happened to actually be showing in the actual same theater, the actual literal room that I had watched the first one in. They actually had it showing in the same theater. So I sat in the same seat and I watched Jeepers Creepers 2. This time I paid for it. But I watched both of them, 1 and 2, in the same cinema, in the same theater, in the same seat. Right? So, once I found out they were making a Jeepers Creepers 3, my heart was broken that it was basically a made-for-TV movie, and it never came to theaters in my area. Mind you, now, the theater that I had watched 1 and 2 in no longer exists. It's been converted into, I think stores actually. It's like they converted it into stores. So I knew nothing about the third one because there was no trailers, there was nothing. But I went and I think I downloaded it because now you can't rent things anymore. And I refuse to pay for streaming, especially when it's a made-for-TV movie. So I believe I downloaded it, and it made me sad because the first two, I personally enjoyed the heck out of the first two. And the third one was just... It literally felt like someone who had never watched the first two movies was given free rein to make their own Jeepers Creepers movie, knowing that it was a sequel. So they just basically made up a story that made no sense, and they had 1/3 of the budget. So the movie was really bad, which made me sad because I really liked the first two. I liked the creativity, and I actually the monster himself looked okay in this I don't know if it was the same actor, but in the third one the monster looked okay, right? Very, very similar to the last ones. I think in number 2 he looked the best because he had, it was a bigger budget than 1, I believe, and they gave him more abilities. But in the third one, right, because of budget constraints, they decided instead of showing you the monster, they're gonna do a lot more with his truck, right? So basically you just have somebody, it could have been anybody, I guarantee it was a stunt guy or stunt person, just driving the Jeepers Creepers truck, because you can't see who's driving it. So there you go, you save budget. You just get a rusty ghetto truck, and you have that driving around for I think the movie was only an hour, maybe an hour, 10 minutes. Right, so that was disappointing. But back to the point of I like to watch, if I enjoy the previous, I'll watch the sequels. Like John Wick, completely different situation. But I loved. I had when the first John Wick came out, I had 0 expectations. I'm like, could be okay. I'm a Keanu Reeves fan, so I'm gonna watch it anyway. But I had no idea that it was gonna kick so much ass. And so obviously, I never watched the first one in theaters, and I wish I did. But the second one, better believe, right, I was in theaters. And the third one, oh yeah, right? And now the next one, right? Part 4 is coming, and I've heard rumors there's already gonna be a part 5, right? So I'm like, spoiler alert, he's not dying in 4, unless they find some way around it, because you know the first one is partially it's like a retelling, or like he's telling the story while we think he's dying, right? But yeah, I enjoyed the first one, I enjoyed the second one, I enjoyed the third one, right? So I'm obviously gonna watch whatever the next one is, right? But Bad Boys is gonna be next. It's gonna be, I don't know if I'll make it to the theaters today, but I definitely want to watch that. If not tomorrow, then on Monday. But I'm watching, my plan is in the next 3 days, maybe I should go Tuesday, because here on Tuesdays, movies are, they used to be called half price. Now they're more so discounted. So instead of paying $12, you pay around, I think, $9. It's not half, it's not $6. It used to be half price movies where it was literally half the price. So if you paid $8, you go on a Tuesday, you pay only $4. Those were the days, right? But now you go and it's not half, it's more so a discounted day. So maybe I'll go Tuesday, or I'll catch something else on a Tuesday. Right? I do want to see I think it's called 1917. But war movies are for me, they're hard to watch because when they're done well, it's hard to believe that, or should I say, it's sad to believe that was reality. Like, people lived through that, and it's just hard to watch because, you know, the stuff they went through for our freedom is, it makes me upset when you hear that a veteran is not taken care of. Right? Like, that pisses me off. Right? They literally, some of them, their lives are destroyed after the war, and now they're homeless. It's like, you fought for everybody in your country and now you have no home? That's insanity. But no rant. Bad Boys 3, or I think it's called Bad Boys for Life, will be my next theater watch. I'm gonna go home and watch, I do want to watch, I think it's called The Englishman. I think it's what, De Niro and Pacino. It's on Netflix. I had no idea that movie was almost 4 hours long. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the washroom. I'm gonna have to make sure I already ate some food. I'm gonna have to, like, massage the buns. Like, that's like Lord of the Rings extended edition. It's like, what the? Now I can see why some people didn't like it, because the movie it's just long, right? It's like 3 hours and 35 minutes or 3 hours and 45 minutes. That's long. But yes, that I might watch that on Netflix tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I gotta, you know, to watch a movie that long, if you don't know, kind of like sneak, you know, it sneaks up on you. Like, you get into it, and once you're already watching it, if it's good, time doesn't matter, right? You're like, okay, you might take a break. If you're in the theater, there's no break, but you might take a break, continue watching it, right? But when you know ahead of time, it's like you gotta prepare. Like Lord of the Rings, I've watched Lord of the Rings, the regular version and the extended cuts multiple times. And I believe Return of the King is 4 hours long. Because they added, I think it's like the first movie, I think it's 15 minutes. Then the second movie, they add 30 minutes. And then the fourth movie, I think they added half an hour. Right? So it's like a 4-hour movie. And I absolutely love it. Return of the King? Oh, I love the Two Towers and what is it? Unexpected Journey? What's the first one called? Is it Unexpected Journey? Is that the Hobbit? Or is that Lord of the Rings? I can't remember. I know Hobbit was what? Something Smog and the War. I don't even remember the titles. Anywho, the Lord of the Rings special editions, I own them. I love them. I've watched them multiple times, so I can do. I think it's called The Englishman. It's on Netflix anyway, or The Irishman, or something like that. But it's on Netflix, and I believe it's De Niro and Pacino and a whole bunch of the seasoned, like, mobster veterans or the gangster veteran actors. I believe they're all in the same movie together. That alone is enough to interest me in watching it. But yeah, 3.5 hours, or 3 hours and somewhat over 3 hours long. Well, you know what? As long as it's good. I've heard mixed thoughts about it. But for me personally, it's if I want to see it, I'm gonna watch it. Other people's opinions don't matter. nice little stretch of road. I need to get croutons, and I don't feel like waiting in a gigantic line to just get croutons. But when I have a salad without croutons, it's like something's seriously missing, and I need my croutons. So I'm in a literally first world problem dilemma. But I'm like, do I go and wait in line a good maybe 10 minutes to get just a bag of croutons? Or do I wait? I think I'm gonna wait. It's a police car. Yeah, you see the store's right there. I think I'll wait. Yeah, I think I'll wait. I think I gotta go home and sleep. Exhausted. Taking care of and spending time with an elderly parent, for anyone who's done it, they'll understand that it's exhausting. Mentally exhausting. Like, I get it, with little kids, it could be tiring, but I guarantee you, elderly parent trumps your kid. Right? Because the kid, you're training, you're grooming, you're the one that they are learning from and they're listening to. Elderly parent is set in their ways. They're the ones who taught you your morals and your all your upbringing, as long as they're in your life, obviously. So now that they're older, they're not going to listen to you for advice, right? You're their kid. So they're stuck in their ways, right? Some are lonely, some are not. But I tells ya, exhausting. Right? Especially since I didn't get much sleep last night either. But that's for another story. But I think maybe I will put on, is it Englishman or Irishman? I can't remember. Anyway, maybe I'll put on the movie. And if it gets boring, then hey, guess what? 3-hour nap. If it's entertaining and exciting, then hey, it might keep me awake and stop me from napping, right? I try not to nap while the sun's up. In this case, it's not exactly up, but it's not dark yet. It's gloomy and dim, but I try not to sleep during the day, right? Like, I try not to sleep unless it's, well, absolutely necessary, or, it's past 10 p.m. So we'll see, right? But the body, if you lie down and you're comfortable, the body takes care of itself. It's honking their horn. What's going on? With that, I think I'm going to leave it at that for another drive. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. We will drive again together soon. Could be in 7 days. We'll see. but I hope you all